First and foremost, I want to welcome every kid here and parent to the Mecca of the Mo, the Little Mo. This is the spot for 11 and unders, 10 and unders, 9 and unders, 8 and unders. If you want to be a great tennis player, you've got to make it here to Austin, Texas. But before I say anything else, let's hear it for Kathy Horvath. She has a win over the greatest tennis player that ever lived. She was playing weight for like a million years. Her name is Martina Navratilova. Google her. She's like really huge. She makes Steffi Graf look really small. But anyway, it is an honor and a privilege to be here, and it's so good to hear everyone and the entertainers that were here. Let's hear it for the entertainers that put on the show for you guys. Is that the best you got? That's what I'm talking about. How loud are you going to be when you win your first match? Right. That's my kind of enthusiasm. Well, it is an honor and a privilege to be here. I've been hearing about this tournament for 500 years. 600 years, I'm sorry. And let me tell you something. This might be the coolest tournament I've ever seen so far. One of these days, some of you may be playing in Wimbledon like Kathy, or win the French Open like my brother and I in doubles, or Andre Agassi become great. You may all be doing all these things, but I promise you, and tell me if I'm wrong, Kathy, I have forgotten some of my Wimbledons, and I've forgotten some of my Australian Opens, but I never forgot my junior tennis days. The friends I made and the experiences that I had. I got lost at a water park. Only in junior tennis do you get lost at a water park. But as history repeated itself, I got lost at Wimbledon during a rain delay. A lot of controversy around that, which brings me to my next topic of conversation: sportsmanship. I heard our referee today speak a little bit. Her name is Vicky. Vicky, will you please stand up? Boys and girls, make no bones about it, she's the enemy. She's gonna find the parents. Open your checkbooks because Vicky's in charge of everything. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe how much I was fined for going fishing at Wimbledon, but it was fishing. You know, it's just, I heard the salmon are really in Scotland, but I don't recommend that. But seriously, I have had a life beyond my wildest dreams as a result of playing this game called tennis. And a lot of people, every year you got to come here and talk about Andy Roddick because I think he won one of the first Mo's in the first years. That's great. Some of you really will be playing Wimbledon. And we'll be playing the U.S. Open and the French. Who wants to play the French Open? Who wants to play Wimbledon? Who wants to play? Give me another one. Italian Open? Okay. Well, I guess what I was going to say means nothing. But if you don't become a Wimbledon champion, some of you may become the agent of a Wimbledon champion. You know what I'm talking about? That's where the real dollars are. Get 20 players winning Wimbledon, 20%. Woo! Andy Roddick looks poor. Okay? You may be the tournament director at the Little Mo someday. How cool would that be? Woo! Now it is so cool because as I sit here, so many different feelings go through my body and thoughts through my head, and you know, it's amazing. I know, Kathy, you can probably affirm this. And let's hear it for Doug Davis, the super coach, who's the main man at ATA. Woo! And for them opening this place up. Woo! Good job, everybody. Of course, Coach Brian, tournament director, and coaches. You know, this is a game of a lifetime, and and I have a life beyond my wildest dreams because of tennis. I got to go to USC, the Fighting Trojans, and play tennis there. I'm from northern Michigan, and I grew up on a Christmas tree farm. Like, there's no tennis courts, and I had to learn to play tennis in a river with ice. It was very dangerous. And I put a net across the water, and I'm standing in this ice-cold water. And I said to my brother, go on that side. And he threw a snowball at my head. Who's from Michigan? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, let's hear it for the Michigan players. Watch out for them. Vicky, watch out for Michigan. In Michigan, the lines are out. In Texas, Michigan, the lines are good. Call them good. Because the Sportsmanship Award is the most important award here. Because how you act on the court is how you should act off the court, and vice versa. The most important person here are your parents and your coaches. My greatest win wasn't the French Open, wasn't beating Andre Agassi in Florida, or Pete Sampras in Rome, or Boris Becker in Tokyo. My greatest win was beating my dad. Who wants to beat their parents? Down with the parents! But off the court, they're in charge. Anyway, who wants to have a great tournament? Woo! All right, last but not least, like I said, I've had this amazing life. I've been able to host these TV shows, Murphy's Guides, to Tokyo, to Paris, to London, Shanghai. What's your favorite Murphy's Guide? Shanghai! Sydney, that's not bad. Paris? Moscow. Yeah, Moscow is pretty good. That's a whole nother story, right? See, I have some parents that tell me I have to screen the show before I show my kids, but I understand. I met last year's champion, Gregg, or Gregg over here, and you know, it's really neat. I don't know if you see it, Kathy, but I remember when I was 10 and 11 and 12, and the people I stood next to was Agassi, Courier, Sampras, Wheaton, Washington. I mean, a list goes on and on. And we still weren't as good as Kathy. But anyway, it's so good to be here, and you will be able to achieve anything in life, in and out of tennis, as a result of what you do on the court. Because in the game of tennis, it teaches you what? What does the game of tennis teach you guys? What's up, Notre Dame? Notre Dame? I went to USC! Next question. No, what's your question? It does teach you how to have fun. What else? Sportsmanship. That's my favorite award. What about back there? Competition. Yes? It teaches you how to solve problems. And that's what life is all about. You're going to be faced with adversity as you go through life. Yeah, what do you got? I just told you the answer! It teaches you how to solve problems. I can't win with these guys! Anyway, some people call me the biggest 10-year-old in America. Who said they were from America? I want to find out where she's from. They all said they're from America. Well, there's a big problem in U.S. tennis right now, and the world of tennis is saying there aren't any tough Americans anymore, and that American tennis is dead. Who's going to rise up at the Little Mo? Yeah, you feeling it? Alright, on three, I want to hip hip hooray. I'm going to say thank you so much for having me today. And once again, give your moms and dads and coaches and teachers big hugs, because they're there to help you and be of service to you guys. So on three, I want to hear a hooray. Hip hip! You can do way better than that. Hip